Good day, everyone. My latest project is a RGB 3 times 3 watt little light that I made. And why did I made it? It's because I couldn't find what I was actually searching for on the internet. So I decided to actually make it. And it is all from analog parts. I'm using a quad op amp. Forgot the number of the chip here, but any op amp would do the trick, and some basic transistor pots, and it works actually quite well. Here is the schematic. Basically, oops, I'm trying to be still here. Basically, I have this op amp here set up as a kind of triangle wave. I didn't put any value here because this will actually determine the frequency you want to have at the output. Anything higher than what your eyes can technically see. Mine is set up at 5 volt. It's set up around 500 hertz. And what those are actually, we can just take one. They're exactly the same. I got one op amp actually reading from the triangle wave and the other reading from a voltage reference of a 50K pot, which act as a voltage divider. And what this will actually give me at the output is a nice square wave pulse width modulation depending on what's the setting. And right now, right here, you can see the two transistor here set up. I was suspicious at first on how stable that configuration was, and that configuration is constant current source, and you can turn it on and off very easily with that configuration. And yeah, I could have probably went with an LM317 or so, but transistors are very cheap, and you know what? It works actually very well. I have some handy dandy power transistor here that those little baby here can handle 6 amps at 40 volts. So got that one for switching on and off the LED, and the other one is just a regular 2N222 transistor, and the resistor here determine the amperage that's going to go. So right now each of my LEDs are set up at 400 milliamps, and this amperage will stay regardless of the voltage apply here. It will vary if you increase or decrease the resistor here. So at 5 volt precisely it will have 500 milliamp, and I didn't put any voltage regulator on the op amp inside that little box because it's not very super necessary, but it does make a little difference. Like right now, it's already plugged in. I'm inputting 6.82 volts from my handy dandy homemade power supply, and here I have my amp meter set up on amp, and I'm going to turn on one LED. As you can see, this is the red. It's fully turned on, and I have roughly 420 milliamps. If I go with the blue, I got roughly the same thing, and the green, just a little bit lower. And if I put them to the maximum, 1.2 amp, which is actually very good, and it is actually quite powerful too. This is my basement, and there's no other light in here, so if I turn it off, well, we can't see anything. And what I like about that is I can actually make whatever the color I want. Now my camera will probably adjust the white balance. Yeah, now it's red, and you can still see that it's white. So Sorry for that. My camera actually auto white balance the color. Let me turn back on the light here. So that's the main point why I made that one is, well, I just wanted something to play with the color freely and for pure fun. So can actually adjust all color freely, and I've tested up to 9 volt. I didn't driven the LED to maximum brightness because, well, the complete casing is acting as a big heatsink for the LED and also the 3 transistor. I mount them inside as the for the way that they actually touch the casing here, and I put some thermal paste just to protect them. And I've had this running for about, I would say, 3 hours last night at 9 volt, and it was hot. I could still hold it in my hand, but it was very hot, probably like 45 degrees or so. So hope you'll enjoy it. Of course, I'm not going to open the little box because it's quite jammed inside. I got a little PC board and everything. It took me about, I would say, 4 hours to build completely. I was lucky enough I didn't make any error. No magic smoke went off. I went extra careful for this one, and I'm actually quite proud of that little project. And these little box, I got lucky to find them off eBay, and they are actually very well made. Actually, I have a second one here. Oops. Waiting to be built, and this one is for a friend of mine. She wanted one too, so I'm just waiting for building it. Alright, thanks for watching.